What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Good energy, good synergy, peace and blessings to everybody. Man, I cannot wait for this game. I cannot wait for this game. Lamelo Ball versus Anthony Edwards. It's about to go down. It's a showdown. Man, I'm excited. I'm very excited. Now, the Timberwolves are 9-9, and they've been playing uh, some good basketball lately, and they're in the Western Conference. So all the wins, they're desperately needed for the Timberwolves. This team will fight tonight. Shout out to the homie Ron. He said, "What's good, DJ? What's good, brother? Peace and blessings to you." This should be entertaining, and the matchup in this game, Karl Anthony Towns, brother, you're more talented than Plumlee. You're faster than Plumlee. You're stronger than Plumlee. You're more athletic than Plumlee. He needs to have, for the Timberwolves to win this game, Karl Anthony Towns needs to have a 30-point, double-digit rebound type of performance and a couple of blocks. Uh, Miles Plumlee should not be close in this game. The Timberwolves know it. Everyone and their mama knows it. And there's nothing against Plumlee, but he's just not a certified starter type of player. He's just not. So the Timberwolves should exploit that matchup. But JB, I'm talking to you, brother. When it comes to Lamelo versus Anthony Edwards, I hope you, meaning JB, I hope you do not interfere with this matchup. I hope you let these brothers play and have them entertain the crowd and let them be ball players. Oh, Kobe Love, we're gonna talk about that because I got a bone to pick with old media. Uh, but we're gonna definitely talk about that, bro. Ron says 5-game winning streak for the Timberwolves. Time to snap it. Yes, time to kill their will. It is time to do it because if they don't, man, you don't want to lose to the Timberwolves. I don't care what winning streak they've been on. You don't want to lose to the Timberwolves. Ron says Cat should easily have 30 points and 15 rebounds against Plumlee. Like Coach Joe be saying, clumsily. Oh, yeah. It should be barbecue chicken all night. All night. Osmond says Melo about to go off on Minnesota. He remembers the way the T-Wolves threw shade at him after he won Rookie of the Year. Yeah, LaMelo remembers that. One thing I like about LaMelo, man, especially matchups like this, he won't admit this because he's a humble kid. But if you understand body language, LaMelo's the type of player, he seems to take things personal. Like, he won't bring it up, but he brings added motivation in matchups. He's got that dog mentality. And I expect Anthony Edwards to be the same way. I expect Anthony Edwards to feel some type of way because he did not win Rookie of the Year. And shout out to Troy B for the Cash App. He says, love what you do. Keep giving the raw truth as always. Thank you, Troy B. And for those who are asking the Cash App, let me put the Cash App up. But I'm about to go in today, man. Raw truth media, man. Y'all know how we do. Not bought and paid for. Everything organic over here. But Karl Anthony Towns, man, if he has barely 20 points and doesn't have double-digit rebounds, if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, you should be disappointed. You should be disappointed. Because clumsily, and that's what I'm going to call him because he's very clumsy, is not it. He telegraphs too much. Every time he gets a leak out pass, he's looking for Gordon Hayward. And that's getting noticeable too. Osmond says Plumlee might not play tonight. He's questionable. Nick Richards probably going to start. I like Nick Richards. Now, this is going to be a difficult matchup. But Nick Richards, one thing he has, he's got heart. He'll try. He may foul a lot, but he tries, man. And I love players who try. I love players who give it their all and not worried about playing this selfish type of basketball. Um, Miles Bridges, he's been doing well. He's been playing well. The only thing I ask from Miles Bridges, play within the offense. He has to realize LaMelo will find him. And since Miles Bridges is more athletic, stronger, and really ultra aggressive than his opponents, he's got to know when he runs through the lanes, if he cuts properly, LaMelo's going to find him. It shouldn't be hard, but I hope that the Hornets don't do so much of that ISO ball crap. Because sometimes they get in love with that ISO ball, and the shots are not going to go there. Shout out to Juju, Headline Game. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Juju Knows Hoops, one of the most positive brothers on YouTube. He's all about building. He's all about speaking truth. And he's going places. His channel is going places. I'll be the first to say Juju Knows Hoops, his YouTube channel right now deserves to be 50K. Because he knows more than YouTube channels that got more subs than him. No cap. Peace and blessings, Jude. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the wonderful sister, Macrina Daniel. Said, hi, DJ. It's going to be a great game. It should be a great game. As long as nobody else gets in the way. Let LaMelo and Anthony Edwards do their thing. And the winner goes to whoever performs in this matchup. But I don't want to see that that ISO ball takeover shit. I'm not trying to see it. I'm not trying to see it because the viewer, they didn't come to pay to watch the Gordon Hayward show. That's not what they're paying for. They're paying to watch two young players who are 20 years old. These are one of the youngest players in the league. And they're both averaging 20. Anthony Edwards averaging 20-plus points. And they're going to go at it. This is what you ask for. This is what you want as a fan of basketball. Osmond says Nick Richards had 2 blocks in 7 minutes last game. The Magic players were afraid to go in the paint. Yes, I see the potential. We got Zion Williamson. I know that's not the real Zion, but thank you for tuning in. Osmond says Miles Bridges has played bad lately. I think opponents are starting to put him in scouting reports. Yeah, they are. And when you're putting in work, and when you're putting up numbers, you're going to be on that scouting report. LaMelo's on the scouting report. I've seen teams boxing well LaMelo all game long. And the amazing part is LaMelo finds a way to put up buckets. Ron says LaMelo outplayed Ant in both games they played last year. They were both wins. Yeah, and that's when him being the main focal point. See, when LaMelo's the main focal point, good things happen. Good things happen, man. But also another player to look out for on the Timberwolves, LiAngelo Russell. LiAngelo Russell's having a good year. And you know he's going to come out and try to It's something with the Ball family and LiAngelo Russell, man, that gets LiAngelo ready to play. He won't admit this, but I think he's still irked that Lonzo was drafted and he was traded to Brooklyn. And really, I thought during that time, LiAngelo was going to stay. I thought he was going to stay. They would run a two-guard set. But when LiAngelo Russell was talking about Lonzo in a bad way before the draft, that's when I knew he was going to be traded. Because you can't have that in the locker room. And I thought at the time, I thought it was selfish because here's a player in Lonzo in his press conference said he was so excited to play with LiAngelo Russell. And then for him to say that, that was just dumb to say. I guarantee you LiAngelo would not be traded that year. He probably would have been traded the other year because they were trying to get LeBron and AD. But that year, I don't think he would have been traded if he didn't say what he said. Haji says Mr. 30 mil didn't make a basket last game. Oh, man. Oh, you know, old media didn't want to talk about that. Let this be somebody else. Let this be LaMelo or Miles Bridges putting up bad performances like that. Man, they'll have a field day. So Karl Anthony Towns is averaging 23. Anthony Edwards is averaging 23. D'Angelo Russell's averaging 18. So there's a balance there. They know that other teams know that these three, the big three of the Minnesota Timberwolves, makes the engine go. They make the engine go. And they have bench depth. Nas Reed, he's going to do some numbers on the backup bigs, I believe, in this game. Patrick Beverly, some people forgot he was on the Timberwolves. When he comes in, he's looking to cause havoc. He's looking to get in your head. Now, I think LaMelo would embrace the challenge because when any player tries to sun him, then he starts getting unconscious, taking longer threes, just doing trick shots. I mean, it's in his DNA. That's why they call him one-on-one. And an underrated player for the Timberwolves is Jaden McDaniels. Now, his older brother plays for the Hornets. But Jaden has a huge ceiling. And when he realizes his ability, I think everybody who watches him play will see what we're all talking about. Osmond says, DJ, you hearing Mitch trying to ask Alex Lynn availability? He's a backup center on the kid. Alex and Lynn, they need to be asking for better bigs than that. Why are they trying to get it? And no offense to some white folks who are in, but why are they trying to get finesse white bigs all the time on the Hornets? I don't get it. First it was Lurch. Cody Zeller, of course. Now it's Plumlee. And now they're trying to look for Alex Lynn. Like, come on now. Come on. Haji says, DJ, do you agree with the reason JB let LaMelo play 25 minutes last game? I don't agree because this is not college. This is the NBA. This is not, like, if it was college, I would understand, but this is not, I mean, this ain't the amateur leagues. You're playing to win games. You're not trying to punish people all the time. You know, leave that for the amateurs. We got 40 plus people in the chat. Make sure it's 40 plus likes. Ron says Anthony Edwards leading shot taker on that team, so expect him to take 25 plus shots tonight. Oh yeah, Anthony Edwards will take the most shots out of any team tonight. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I got no problem with it. That's what you're supposed to do when you're given the keys. Haji says, do you think no, who do you think will guard Anthony Edwards? when Cody Martin comes in, he's going to be the one guarding Anthony Edwards, and then I believe that Miles Bridges, because Anthony Edwards, that's a big boy. He's 6'4", 230. I mean, he ain't no softy. So that's who I believe will guard him. Now you don't want Mr. 30 million a year, Gordon Hayward guarding Anthony Edwards. If that happens, Anthony Edwards is going to send him past the upper room. he's going to send him past the upper room if that happens. Hey Ron, that's what I'm on. I'm on that Miles Turner bandwagon right there. That's who they need to bring in. Miles Turner. I mean, even Marvin Bagley. Like, why are they trying to talk on getting Alex in when they can get Marvin Bagley from the Kings? That don't even make no sense to me, man, at all. I mean, you can get Rashawn Holmes in the trade, Marvin Bagley, somebody who's athletic that can run, somebody that can just be an enforcer in the paint. Ozri says, read my mind with Miles Turner. Oh, man. I think we all want him on this team. Can you imagine the pick and pop with Miles Turner and Lamelo? Ooh, man. That would be nasty, man. Shout out to the homie A Pain the Savage. Day one homie right there. Been a subscriber of this channel before it was popular. I kid you not. A lot of folks joined this channel once it was hot and then hitting me up about, getting on the show. But A Pain was here before it was popular. And that's why if he ever asked to be on the show, he's always welcome. He says, DJ, my guy, what's good, brother? Checking in from the delivery room with my girl. What did I miss about Lavar? Oh, we about to talk about that. Lavar talked to TMZ about Jello. And he wasn't playing around, man. He wasn't playing around because he was talking about how Jello wasn't getting no minutes and that he was pretty much Jello's making all this money for the Greensboro Swirl and still not getting minutes. But I'm about to talk about that in a moment because I'm gonna really go in on the media. Y'all realize the media in the press conferences, I don't know if you see the G League press conferences, they wouldn't even ask any questions about Jello. Now, this is a brother who's making a lot of money for him, right? And won't ask any questions about Jello. Not one question at all. That's when I knew it's pretty odd. Osmond says, Pacer fans want Miles Turner traded. I think the front office want him traded too. I don't know why Hornets ain't on it. The Hornets, I give them the nickname. The Hornets are the flea market of the NBA. They don't want to make moves like that. They don't want to make moves like that at all because they're so stubborn on paying for players. See, if the Hornets would have gave Miles Turner $130 million contract, I would never complain about it. Number one, I don't complain anyway because I want brothers to get paid. But I would 0% complain about Miles Turner getting that much money because that's a big need for this team. That's a huge need. And it would have made sense to make a trade for Miles Turner than to giving all that money to Gordon Hayward, who's in the upper room stage of his career. Again, earlier in this video, I pointed out when Gordon Hayward is not scoring, he's useless. He doesn't want to do the dirty work. You got a player, LaMelo Ball, who has the glitz and the glam and the reason to not hustle. Like if LaMelo didn't hustle, he could get away with that. But even he out hustles Gordon Hayward, and he doesn't get paid the most on the team. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We got 60 plus people in the chat. Let's get it up to 60 likes. Peace and love to everybody. Let's bring that positive energy and synergy in the channel today. But Gordon Hayward, man, I usually say upper room. I should say pre-upper room. Because sometimes when Gordon Hayward plays against an easy team, he'll give you your 18 and 20 points. He'll do that. Hey, Payne left. HLLVN says, it's foul how they doing Jello, using him for commercial, yet giving him 0 minutes. And shout out to Coach Joe. Coach Joe pointed it out that all that G League draft bull crap that they were doing, that was all for show. They didn't truly want Jello. You're seeing now, and Coach Joe is right again, they're using Jello for clout. And I think that's wrong, man. Just be honest. If you don't want the player, don't waste his time. Thunder says Ant has the green light to take 30 shots. Oh, yeah. Give him the green light. Anthony Edwards got that ultra green light. Give him the green light. Now, they need to be giving Lamelo that same green light for the Hornets. But again, this organization is stubborn. And watch tonight. I bet you there's going to be a sequence tonight where LaMelo is on fire for 5 straight minutes. And then you will probably see the coach put him on the bench because they feel that, he's playing too many minutes. He's 20 years old. This young brother doesn't need a minutes restriction. You need to be giving that to Gordon Hayward so his brittle self doesn't get broken down like last season. Shout out to the homie, the CFL podcast. I mean, this brother, man, when it comes to swag, HBCUs, sports in general, football in general, this is the channel to go to. Recruiting news. The CFL podcast is growing. And the good thing about this brother, he does things the right way. Honorable brother. You won't hear anything bad about the CFL podcast. Truly one of the good ones in YouTube. Subscribe to him. And I'm glad you tuned in, bro, because I'm keeping it real this morning. I'm keeping it real. Let this be LaMelo versus Anthony Edwards. That's all the fans want. That's all the fans want. I want both players to play almost 40 minutes in this game, unless it's a blowout on either team. If it's a blowout, I understand, but still. Shout out to the brother Jonathan. He says they don't even pronounce his name correctly. Facts. Duke says, in my opinion, Melo will only remain in Charlotte if Jello gets a real opportunity. Melo is going to LA, period. Man, I ain't want to bring that up because you know how people. Now, I root for the little guys in the little markets in the NBA. But let's be real now. This is a 4-year process. Do not guarantee that LaMelo's going to stay. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying that there's no chance LaMelo will stay in Charlotte. But what they got to do the next couple of years is to show that love to him. Because that's what it's all about. Now, before some people say don't compare LaMelo to LeBron, I'm only comparing the journey. When LeBron was in Cleveland, LeBron had to do all the work. When they wanted a player that was really talented, the organization of the Cavaliers was cheap. And that ticked off LeBron James. I knew he was going to go somewhere. I didn't know if it was Miami at the time. That was a shocker for me because I thought it was the Knicks or somebody else. But I knew he was leaving. I knew LeBron was leaving. When they didn't give him certain players to a team on the Cavaliers, I was like, oh, he's out of there. He's out of there. And a lot of folks didn't see it coming. Now, they're going to cap and say they did. But, man, if you looked at that media reaction, this is the early stages of Twitter, Facebook. Instagram wasn't around that time. Everybody was shocked and pissed off. Now, I wasn't pissed off because I believe in player empowerment. I truly believe in that. The CFO podcast said, did you see that postal dunk Anthony Edwards had? Him and Melo are the future. They are the future. Hey, that dunk right there, that may be the dunk of the year. No. Let me scratch that. Brother, I think that's completely the dunk of the year. And if you're a Charlotte Hornet big man, if he's in the air like that, get out the way. Don't even try to foul him. Get out the way. Because he will dunk on you so bad, it's going to make you not want to play basketball no more. A. Panasawa says, sounds like JJ was right about how people tried to leech and pimp the Ball name to make money off them. How you claim to be developing players and not creating a winning mentality within their play on the court. Yeah, Jermaine Jackson was right. Jermaine Jackson has been right the whole time. Look how they pimp the Ball kids, the Ball family. Like, I lose respect for organizations that just want to give a player trinkets and this fake love, and you're not even going to let them do what they do best. Now, if Jello was playing 10 minutes, I'll be like, okay, it's a process to this. He wasn't drafted. It's going to take some time. Fine. But he's just there just to be there to sell tickets. He's not even playing a minute. Barely. I'm going to tell you what happened. When they played that first game, and when the Greensboro Swirl was getting blown out and destroyed, and LiAngelo had 22 points, I bet that organization was like, we got what we needed from Jello. They're happy. They're satisfied. Now we can put them on the bench. I guarantee you they said that. I guarantee you they said that. Mr. Morrow says Lavar mentioned the Clippers as a place for Jello. I wonder if he's serious. Well, I'm going to play the clip for y'all, brothers. Imagine being a fan of LiAngelo Ball. You buying season tickets of a G League team. No offense to the G League. You know they ain't buying no G League tickets. But they'll buy it for Jello. And you're watching the game. You're seeing a bunch of ISO ball like you usually do in the G League. And you see your favorite player on the bench. Not even playing 10 minutes. I hate when organizations do that because that's cheap. Using players for marketing. Osmond says, I like Melo taking 20 shots a night lately, having Hayward off the ball. That's why the Hornets are winning, whether Hayward scores 0 or 15 points. You see the difference? When Gordon Hayward plays off ball, that's the best Gordon Hayward because he does have a good shot. And they need to, meaning the Hornets, need to continue playing like that. Keep Gordon Hayward off ball. Let him be a spot-up shooter. LaMelo is top 10 in handles. Why in the hell are the Hornets playing positionless basketball? I made a pre-season video a while ago, and I mentioned if LaMelo's not handling the ball, then it's Terry Rozier, mainly. Like the main ball handlers. I'm not talking about sometimes dribbling up and down the court. I'm talking about the main ball handlers are LaMelo and Rozier. Should be LaMelo and Rozier. Stop having these bigs dribble up and down the court. That's weird. Miles Bridges having a great season, averaging 20 points per game, but he's a small forward. Stop having him dribble up and down the court. Doesn't look right. Moses Ramirez says Charlotte is doing Jello dirty. Oh, yeah, just using them for clicks. Ron says they using Jello for tickets and media attractions. Duke says Lakers gave Lamelo pure love in L.A. Melo, Jello need to be in L.A. That may happen. That was crazy. When Lamelo was playing against the Lakers, they gave Lamelo so much love. I don't know if y'all believe. I mean, I don't know if y'all understand what that means to a player. When your hometown team gives you the same type of love like if he was playing for their team. Andy Joy says, yo, DJ, what about LaVar talking about the Clippers? I didn't see that. Is there another video of him saying it? If so, put it in the comment box. Shout out to Prime Time. He said, I love Jackson State University Tigers. Shout out to Jackson State, man. Changing the game for all HBCUs. It's a wonderful time. It's a renaissance going on. I love it. And shout out to all the HBCU content creators, my boy CFL Podcast, Swag Buzz, Tomorrow Leader Sports Network, Cut Day Sports, Swag TV, and many others, man. Many others. Rena B says, if they give him the keys, I'd say stay in, Hornets, get your money, then leave. Mm-hmm. Yep. Shout out to the sister Rena B. She be dropping gems in the comment section. I love her comments. Tip Boy says, LaMelo Holic in the building. Let's go, DJ. You know we turned up in this mug. The CFO Podcast says, did Jello really have 0 minutes last game? I'm not lying. Bro, they're not playing Jello at all, brother. At all. And you want now the Shines are going to be mad at what Lavar said, but can you blame Lavar when they're just using his son for media clickbait and marketing? They're pretty much lying to the Greensboro fans, talking about, well, we have Jello Ball on our roster, and you got them in their posters. That's the trippy part. They got Jello all over in Greensboro, North Carolina, because I got a cousin that lives in Raleigh. And then I got one that lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Shout out to y'all. I know y'all be on listening to the channel. They go to Greensboro. They see nothing but Jello posters. I kid you not. And they had them thinking that he was going to be playing. But the fans who watch that team, they're disappointed because they felt lied to. See, I'm being objective. I'm not saying give LiAngelo all the minutes. But if you're going to draft him in the G League draft, play him some type of minutes. That's all I'm asking for. And try to develop him. It looks like they're not even trying to develop Jello. And that's the problem. We got almost 80 plus people in the chat. Let's get it to 80 likes. I appreciate the love from everyone, the peaceful energy. Let's keep this up. Osmond says, DJ, you hear Mitch talking lately. He said the goal is to have the same run as Atlanta Hawks, except one round further, with Mason Plumlee as a start center. This nigga. Yeah, I saw that, man. Mitch Kupchak, let me speak to you, brother. What do you mean have an Atlanta Hawks run like last season but further, and your center is Mason Plumlee? Let me take that back. You talk about having a run like the Atlanta Hawks last season and want to make a further run. But your center is Mason Plumlee, a.k.a. Mason Clumsley. What's going on? You can't do bargain-based deals in free agency and trades and expect championships. I lost my mind when Mitch Kupchak said that. Now, Mitch Kupchak ruled my Lakers at one point. So you already know I don't like the dude. Juju says subscribe to the channel. Let him know, bro. Cooking season, man. Cooking season. CFO, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Oh, we want to do the same thing that the Hawks did last season. With what bigs? Who do you have besides Lamelo and Miles Bridges and Terry Rozier? And don't give me Gordon Hayward, because he's in the upper room right now. I'm still looking for Gordon Hayward. I don't know where he's at. Now, I'm going to play the audio clip. And shout out to the homie Trent. What's good, my brother? I got the clip. Thanks for sending the link. This is what Lavar Ball said. Let me get that set up right now. Let me know if you can hear.
What's the update on LiAngelo?
What's the update?
When's he going to get picked up?
The update on LiAngelo, he just practicing and doing his thing. They don't understand what they got. They need to let my boy go ahead and play. I dropped them a superstar in the G League, and they don't know what to do with it.
Do you think he gets picked up this season?
He probably get picked up this season. Even if he don't, it's okay. Because he's eventually going to play with all his brothers.
Where would you like him to end up?
Where would I like him to end up?
Yeah. What team?
I already said the Lakers, but then they got rid of Zoe.
Yeah.
Then I said Charlotte. Y'all got him right in your back door. Bring him in, let him play with Melo. Now, I got a new destination.
Okay.
LA Clippers, here we go.
The LA Clippers. Oh, no.
News, man. Hold on.
For LiAngelo?
Big
As a Laker fan, I hope it's not the Clippers. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But can you blame LeVar, man? Again, take the theatrics out the way. Let's be objective, everybody. Can you blame LeVar for being disappointed how they're using his son? Because if this was your son, you would be pissed off too. Now, again, let's dive into what he said. Let's not talk about what he said about playing on the same team. You know, that's his dream. Let's think this through. If this was your kid and you see a team taking advantage of his clout, but not showing him love, you would be pissed off too. I know I would. All I wanted to see from LiAngelo Ball was him getting some minutes, couple minutes, and just developing. I didn't care if it was 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I didn't care about that. I just wanted him to have a role and to get better. How can he get better when he's not playing? He's better off just training somewhere. Yeah, I heard him say Clippers. You know I don't want him to go to Clippers. I got too much Laker fandom in me to I can never root for the Clippers. Now, I like some of their players. I'm a big fan of Kawhi. Like, Kawhi Leonard's the truth. A-Pain Savage says, feels like a power struggle happening between teammates and then management with the ball camp. Man, these couple years, it's going to be telling. One thing I know about the Ball family, just observing them, you never know what moves they're going to make. You never going to know. Osmond says Jello's averaging 9.3 points on 57, 50, 85, 13.7 minutes. All right. So Here's why I'm going to point out, man. Here's what I'm disappointed in. I'm disappointed in the media. Old media. I'm disappointed in media. I was listening to a press conference. It was a G League coach. I forgot his name. Nobody asked any questions about Jello. Even though he did not play, he is one of the main attractions. He's the one having fans pay for tickets, for crying out loud. And you know why the media didn't ask those questions? Because the Hornets made sure, gave them a memo. I'm telling you, this is what happened. Hey, don't ask any questions about Jello. Don't ask any tough questions. And what's the point of having media if you can't even ask tough questions? That's why I'm glad I don't have a media pass. Because I'd be damned if someone could tell me what questions I need to ask. I'd be damned if that was me being controlled. You can't even ask this coach, what is your intent? It's a simple question. What is the intent of the organization on developing Jello? That's all you had to ask. They didn't even ask that. You know why? Because a lot of people in old media are bought and paid for. It's a game within a game, my brothers and sisters. It is a game within a game. These shines will do anything to move up in media. So if they got a shuck and jive to get on, they'll do it. Can't even ask one question. I'm listening. They don't ask any questions about Jello. And if they ever do, it would not be a tough question, I guarantee it. Tip Boy said, that's love. Best wishes to you, DJ, all the way from Tibet. Shout out to Tibet. All love here. Ron said, facts. John Collins and Capella not comparable to Blumley. No doubt. But what I'm seeing is very pathetic, man. I'm not here to say Lavar's perfect or anything. It really doesn't matter. But as a father, when you see anybody in your family or your kids personally being used like that, and not being utilized, you know it's a farce. The Hornets got a lot to work on as an organization. If they want to keep Lamelo Ball, they got to start treating him like a franchise player instead of treating him like a second-year, 20-year-old. When I watched the Minnesota Timberwolves play, Anthony Edwards is their guy. He is their leader in huddles. He's the first one leading the team in warm-ups. And when there's a game winner, he's taking a shot. Lamelo Ball, he gets most of his stats off just pretty much freestyle. Mainly because the coach doesn't even create any plays for him. And that's all instinct and ability. That's how amazing it is. Can you imagine how many points, assists, and rebounds LaMelo would average if he actually was given the keys? Not just minutes. Because a lot of folks are pointing out his minutes increase, yes. But what I've learned in sports is not all minutes are the same minutes. They're not. Thunder says, what do you predict for LaMelo tonight? 23, 10, and 7. That's good. I predict LaMelo to average 25, 11, and 6. Again, that's if he's, allowed to be LaMelo. Alan Turner says Jello's really a good player. His teammates hating on him big time, like the Hornets players hate on Lamelo. Well, I mentioned this on a stream days ago that, like, Book Night, right? Book Night. Book Night, he's not even supposed to be in the G League. I mean, he's putting up a lot of points. It's really easy for him. Book Knight's just he's trying to prove to the management that he needs to be playing in the NBA instead of the G League and be utilized right. So I don't think it has to do with like hating on Book Knight's part. I think that Book Knight is just really trying to. He got that New York in him. You know those New York Hoopers. They're prideful, and that's why there's a lot of Hall of Famers that come from New York. But if there some players that hate on Jello, probably most likely. But for Book Knight, I don't really see it from him. I just think that's just how he is. Not Thunder. Tip Boy says, DJ, what do you have to say about Enes Kanter calling out LeChana? I didn't even read up on that, to be honest. Osmond says, Hornets don't want to play Jello because he would outshine a draft pick and afraid of Jello getting 30 minutes a night, inevitably dropping 25 points a game, pressure to put him in the main team. Again, I can't predict what LiAngelo would average, but I think it's odd that he played so many minutes, and it's not like that was the only game where it was a blowout, right? They were getting blown out other games too. Because that's the argument they're making. Oh, Jello only played that many minutes because they were getting blown out. But in the third, fourth game, they got blown out as well. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. We have a stream today. Coach Joe going to be on. And if anybody wants to be on today's stream, let me know so I can send out that link. I have to work today, as you know. I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays. So if the Hornets have a game on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm most likely going to be on the game stream. SP says, if Jello doesn't play this game today after 0-6 record, then they obviously don't care about his development or winning. Since the mindset of the players are not to play the right way, even if you give Jello the minutes, I'm not going to say winning, because in the summer league, the first couple of games when Jello was getting minutes, they were still losing. That team is enamored with ISO ball. And until that's fixed, they're not going to win that much games, minutes or not. But I do agree, if they do not play him some type of minutes, meaning Jello, then they truly do not care about developing him. And they only use them for publicity and trying to make Lamelo happy. Because their main objective is keeping Lamelo on this team for years to come. Oh, Trent, thank you for telling me that, brother. Bulls on Monday versus Hornets. Bulls versus Hornets. Man, that's going to be something to see. LaMelo Ball versus Lonzo Ball. That's going to be a packed game. SP says, I say winning because he opens the lanes. I'm just pointing out what I've seen from not only the Summer League, but the G League season. A lot of players got to buy in for the Greensboro Swarm if they want to win games. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in. All praise to the Most High, man. This is not possible without the Most High. Peace and blessings to everybody. Y'all stay blessed. Keep the energy and synergy up. Stay positive. Get the negative energy out your atmosphere. And just pretty much be a good human being. That's all I ask for. Peace, and I'm out. Remember, stream today. Coach Joe going to be live. And I'm out.